Okay, so it's right now 11 o'clock in the evening. I mean, it's 11 o'clock in the night. So, right now we're going to discuss a very important topic called model. It is very important topic, I said, but this is a very simple topic, right? Because if you know how to create objects in Java, then you know model. Okay, so what do you mean by model? Okay, so model means data, right? And from where we can get data? We can get data from the database. We also can get data from users, right? I can give you a form, a registration form, right? I'll tell you to enter your first name, last name, email, phone number, city, everything. Then you click submit. I gather all your data, right? Once I get all this data, right, how can I transport those data from one layer to one layer? Obviously by creating a object and setting all those data with my object properties. Okay, don't go into that. We will be understanding it in the simplest way possible. So today we will be covering model in Spring MVC. Obviously we already understood front controller and view. So view and controller we have already understood. Only one thing is pending, which is called model, and as I said, it's pretty simple to understand. And today I'm going to create a very simple website. It's not a website, but for learning purpose I can say it's a website. So right now I think I'm sharing my screen here. So right now we're going to create something like this today. Okay, so whenever I'm going to load my project in my server and I do enter, I'm going to see something just like this, welcome to home.com. Then there will be a link, and the link you can see link to mom's cafe. Okay, think like I'm staying in my home, and obviously whenever I need a coffee, I need a tea, or I need some food to have, I say, right, mom, could you please do this for me? Mom, could you please bring that for me? Think like if my mom is really digitalized, right, he'll not say, I do not accept order like this. Rather, you can give me an order by visiting my website. So you can visit to my mom's website or anybody's mom's website by clicking here link to mom's cafe, and once you click that link you should arrive in this particular page, and you can put in your item name over here. Let's say I want a masala tea. Okay, and I'll click this particular button called order. Once I click that, then I'll get a message, order received, your order masala tea is getting processed. So it's a pretty simple website, but this website right now will help us to do some hands-on. We'll be getting into the real-time code right now. We'll get our hands dirty. We'll be working with model, view, controller. We'll be seeing a lot of diagrams, and obviously we'll do a lot of hands-on today. Okay, let's get started. What to wait for? Okay, so I have shown you a demo website that we're going to create in this particular video. But before we get into that, it's really important to understand about the model, because this is the only one thing that we are missing as of now, right? Because we already have a good knowledge on controller, front controller, and view. Model, let's learn about it right now, then we can move into that. Okay, so first thing is, you know what, I'm going to create a new controller. So let me go to Java resources here, and let me go to src comms controller. Basically I am going to create a new package right now. I'm done with these controllers. I'm going to create a new package. Let's say com.home. Let's say my cafe controllers, my cafe.controllers. Okay, let me hit finish. And here in this package, I'm going to create a new class called my cafe controllers. Cool. I'm going to hit finish. Basically here I have created a new controllers. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to do here in this controller, I'm going to annotate this particular class as a annotation called add controller. Okay, so basically I'm telling my Spring right now this particular class is a controller, and whenever Spring will do a component scan, this particular controller will be registered with my container, right? with my Spring container. So to make it happen, I need to go to my bins.xml file, and here is my base package, right? This is my context component scan. So basically Spring is going to scan this particular package, which is this one, and Spring is going to register these three controllers, okay, with my Spring web application context or with my container, right? But I also want Spring to scan the classes which is available inside this particular package, which is just I have created, right? So I'm going to this particular class right now. Actually, I'm going to copy my package name from here. I'll do a control C, and I'll go to my bins.xml file here, and here I'm going to put a comma and I'll do a control V. So now my Spring is going to scan this particular package and this package as well. So my new controller, which is this one, is also going to be registered with the Spring container. That's what I want. Okay, so the next thing is, right now I'm going to create a handler method which is going to return a view. Okay, basically this view I'm going to create it for my cafe. The name of my cafe is going to be Mom's Cafe, as I said you. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create a public method, public, and string, let's say show welcome page, and this particular handler method job is, it is going to return a welcome page, welcome, let's say underscore, let's say dash page. Okay, there you go. And let's have a request mapping attached with this particular method, and let me say the request mapping for this is going to be, let's say slash cafe. Okay, so whenever I'm going to say home.com/cafe, this particular method will be invoked and this particular page will be returned. So let me copy this page name, and I'm going to create a new view right now with this particular page name. So I'm going to go to my view folder that I've created in the last video probably, and I'm going to create a new view called, let me create a JSP file right now, and let me say welcome page.jsp. Okay, next, finish. Okay, it's basically going to create me a DOMI JSP file. And last time, to make you understand something here, I changed this particular previous view that I have created here. The extension, I have changed it to .html. Let me rename it and let me say it .jsp right now, because we will be using JSP for our view. Okay, I'll also go to my bins.xml file, my Spring configuration file, where I have actually created my view resolver last time. Here I'll change the extension from .html to .jsp, because I'm going to use JSP for my view right now. So you can see right now I don't need to go to my controller to change the view extension. I can come to my Spring configuration file right here, and I can change this particular value to .html to .jsp. If day after tomorrow I'm going to use velocity or free marker or timely, I can change my extension just coming right over here to the Spring configuration file, and from here only I can change whatever the technology that I'm planning to use. Okay, pretty simple. Cool. So right now let me go to my welcome page. Where is my welcome page? Yeah, here we go, this one. So here let me just give me a h1 tag right now, and let me say what is that? Mom's Cafe, right? My website name is going to be Mom's Cafe. Cool. And obviously I'm going to align this h1 tag to center, right? And I'm going to give a HR here, right? There you go. Okay, so basically I have created a controller right now which is going to return a page called welcome page, and this particular page actually I have created right over here in my view. Cool. So right now we're ready to test this application. So let me do a right click here. Let me do run as, where is that? Run as, run on server. Okay, let me do hit the next button here, and let me do finish, and let me wait my server to start. Come on, man, do it faster. Okay, there you go. So right now I can write here what is that? home.com/cafe. And there you go, Mom's Cafe. Cool. So right now you understand about controller, you understand about view. Now let's bring in model. So let's say from my control, okay, let's say here, this is my controller, right? Let's say from my controller, I want to send some data to the view. Cool. Data can be come from anywhere, right? I can just get it from the database. I can get it from a user. I can get it from a file. I can get it from a collection. I can get it from anywhere, right? For now over here, just to make you understand, I'm going to, I'm going to use some hard-coded value here. But my goal is over here to send data from controller to view. But my goal here is to understand the flow, the way the data is getting processed in a Spring MVC application. Once I understand that, then things are pretty easy. Okay. So first of all, right here in this particular page right now, in this particular controller right now, I'm going to send some data to my view. Okay. So let's say I can comment something here, sending data to view. Okay. Or you can say sending data to view. I can mark something here inside the bracket called JSP page, which will be pretty more understandable for beginners. I'm sending data to the JSP page from my controller. Okay, so the way that I'm going to do it over here, basically I'm going to create something. Let's say what I can create. Okay, so let's say my name. Okay, let's say string my name. Okay, and my name is Vilash, Abhilash. Right now, let's say I'm going to send this particular data. I'm going to send this particular data, Abhilash, which is stored in this my name variable. Okay, I want to send this data to my view. Then how I'm going to achieve it? Okay, so to send this particular data to my view, the way I'm going to send this data to my view is by using a object called model. So I'm going to create an object of model. So I'll say model. Where are you, model? There you go, model. I'll say model. This is my a variable model. Then what I can do is I can do model dot set attribute or something. Not set attribute, let's say add attribute. Okay, there you go, this particular method I'm going to use, and I'm going to add this attribute right over here. Let's say my name value. Okay, and I'm going to copy this variable name which contains my data, and I can put it over here, right? And there you go, you are done. So what I did over here, whatever this particular variable right now contains the data, right? I am putting this variable over here which actually contains the data. Okay, and here I've just given a name, given a domain name. Right now this particular thing that I've declared here, now this is actually contains my data, which is my name. And what is my name? My name is Abhilash. Simple. So what I can do right now, that's it, that's my job. Right now I can go to my welcome page, right? This is the page that I've created, and to show you everything in one screen, I can drag this page to here. So this is my cafe controllers, this is my welcome page. Okay, so what I'm trying to do over here, basically I'm trying to send data from my controller to view page. Once you add something in the model object, this particular model object, this particular thing will be available here in this page, right? Because this particular controller method is returning welcome page here, right? And before returning this particular page, I'm sending some data with this particular page as well. Okay, so let me try to access this particular data that I'm sending to my page here, right? And this particular page is this. Right now let me access this data right here. Easy. Okay, nothing to get confused. Cool. So right now let me say something here. Let's say let me say my name is, okay, and here let me try to access this particular data. Okay, so what I can say here is dollar, and I can open the curly brace and close the curly brace, and here inside this curly brace I will actually use this my name value here. Okay, this one. I'll do Control C and I'll do Control V right here. And there you go. That's the way you are going to access your data right here in Spring MVC. Cool. How easy is that? You are getting some error, but this is not an error. If I'm going to close this and if I'm going to open this page again, where is that? Welcome page.asp. There it is gone. Really cool. Okay, so right now you understand how actually I can access data. So whatever the name I've given here, my name value, this my name value is actually containing my data here, my name, and this particular my name is Abhilash, right? So actually I'm using this particular name here, right here in my page, welcome page.jsp, and I'm expecting that right now it is going to show me the value of my name value, whatever I have stored there. Cool. So what I can do right now, I can rerun my project again, go to run as, run on server, and do next. Let me do finish. Let me start my server and let me check everything again. Okay, so there you go. And here I can do MVC project home.com/cafe. Okay, enter. And okay, my name is Abhilash. Okay, so now if you're going to your controller, you are changing it to something else. Let's say Abhilash123. Okay, now this particular thing, this particular data, I'm sending it to my view. And right now, if I'm going to test it again, so I can go right here and I can refresh this page. You can say my name is Abhilash123. Cool, simple. So right now I'll give you a task. Now tell me the website heading that I'm using, Mom's Cafe here. Okay, this particular website name, actually I'm hard coding. Let me close this. I'm hard coding it over here, right? In my HTML page, this thing I'm actually hard coding. So now if I want this data to come from my controller, okay, I don't want to hard code it right here. Okay, I want to get this data from my controller. Then how can I use it? Could you please guide me doing that? I can go to my mom's controller, and here another thing I can send here, model dot add attribute. What is that? Add attribute. And here first thing is I can say something, let's say like my website header or website title, I can say. Okay, and here actually I can give my value, right? I can say Mom's Cafe. There you go. I'll do Control S to save it. I'll give a semicolon, and here this particular thing actually contains my data, Mom's Cafe. So I'm going to copy this, Command C, and I'll go to my welcome page, and here actually I can give a dollar sign. I can open and close the curly braces, and I'll do Control V. Okay, now if I'm going to, again as I said, this is not an error, close this, open this page again, there you go. So now what I need to do is I need to start my server. So let me click on server icon, let me start it from here, start. And after that, if the things are working, then now you know how to use model object and how to send data from controller to your view. Right now my server is started. I can go to this browser and I can refresh this. Okay, and you can see Mom's Cafe is actually working, right? And this data right now, this data here, right now we are sending it from our controller. We are not hard coding it. You can say mom's cafe 123, Control S, wait to your server to reload your changes, and once it's done, what you can do is you can come here, you can refresh this, and you can see Mom's Cafe 123. There you go. Alright, so now that's how easy it is to send data from your controller to your view, right? Okay, so right now let's get started with the task that I've shown you during the beginning of this tutorial, right? Okay, so basically we're going to create a page just like this that you are seeing on my screen right now. We'll have a header right here, Mom's Cafe. Then we should have a text box which can take any input, and it's basically the item name. You can see the label right here. And here you have to enter some food name. Let's say I'm entering masala tea, and once you click on order, then it should navigate me to a different page and it should say order received, your order something whatever you have entered here. Okay, your order masala tea is getting processed. Okay, so getting spelling is wrong, so forgive me for that. I'm pretty weak in spelling, by the way. So now let's get started with the development, and let me switch to STS. Cool. So first of all, my first job is, let me go to my welcome page. This is the page that I've developed. Let me remove all this thing. This is just to demonstrate you about the model. I do not need my name over here as well, and in h1 tag I need mom's cafe. Okay, there you go. And what I can do here right now, I can bring this to one page, and I can minimize it just so that I can see everything in one screen. Here let me refresh this particular page. Okay, I'm getting mom's cafe right now, and let me do one thing. I'm actually going to create a input tag, and let me say input type equal to text, and the name I'm going to give it as food type. So basically this text box right here, if I refresh this page, so this text box right here is going to help us to enter our food order, right? So I can put a placeholder right here as well, placeholder. Let me say food type. Okay, or I can say what do you want to eat. Let me say food type. Okay, if I'm going to refresh it, I can say food type, and let me give a label to this particular text box as well. Let me say label, and let me say label name is item name. Okay, and let me give a colon here, and let me refresh this. Okay, I'm getting item name here, and let me bring this thing to the middle. So let me say okay, I can do this thing. Just a sec. Before that, if I'm using a label like this, if you can see, if I'm clicking here right in the item name, this is not coming to this particular text box. So to link this, the correct way to use a label is I can use for tag here, and in the for tag I can say, let's say item underscore name. Okay, and I can link this label with this input tag right here by putting a ID. So I can say ID equal to whatever the name I've given here called item name. Let me copy this and let me paste it here. Control V. There you go. Control S. So right now, if I'm going to refresh this page, there is no changes. But if I'm going to click here, you can see the link is coming to this particular label. There you go. Okay, so the next job is to include a submit button right here. So what I can do right now, I can come here and I can give some white spaces, and I can use a input, then type equal to submit. There you go, and I can say the value equal to order now. I can say cool. Now if I'm going to refresh it, there you go, order now. And now what I can do is I can put all these things inside a div. Okay, I can put div and div right here. I can cut this div from here. I can put this div right here. Control S, Control A, Control Shift F to format everything. Right now let me align this div, align equal to center. Okay, so all the element which this div contains should come to the center. There you go, and that's what I want. We're done with this particular page. Cool. Okay, great. So now let me drag this page to here. Okay, so my first thing is done right now. Okay, I have designed my welcome page. So if you want, you can Control A, Control C your URL from here. You can go to your web browser, you can do Control B, and if you do a enter, you can see the same page here, mom's cafe, item name, food type. You give a food type, let's say masala tea. Okay, and if you do a order now, you can see nothing is happening, right? Basically, when we click order now here, we should redirect the user to a different page, and we can display him a message, your order is received, please wait 10 minutes or 20 minutes, right? right now let me develop another page, okay, which will say order received. Okay, so when that particular page will display, that page will be displayed once you hit the order now icon, right? And to do that, what I can do here, I can go to my welcome page again. Let me drag it to here. I can come here and I can put all this thing, okay, inside a form action. So I can do form, okay, form, and let me wrap this form, or let me end this form right here. Okay, and now I'll give an action to this. Let me say process form. Okay, let me, or process order, let me say process order. Okay, because when you say order now, it should hit a link called process order. Okay, let me save this. Let me refresh this particular page right now. Okay, so right now what I'm expecting from here is that whenever I'm going to hit order now button right here, it should redirect to me to a different page called slash process order. Okay, so if I'm going to hit something here, let's say some food item, I'll enter, then I'll hit enter order now right here, click, and there you can see you are actually redirecting to a different page right now called process order. Which is this particular action process order. This is the link that you have given. That's why whenever you are hitting enter here, now, right now you are in the page home.com/cafe, and whenever you do order now, you should redirect to a different page called slash process order. Okay, there you go. And obviously you are getting some form parameter here as well. Food type, okay, your input name. If you're going to see, where is the input, here is the input. If you're going to see your input right here, you can see the name you have given food type here. So it is saying food type right here, food type, and whatever the value you are passing, it is saying DFGHI because I have passed that value right here, and this particular text box belongs to this particular name food type. So it's saying next, so it's saying what, food type equal to whatever you are entering, right, the query parameter we said. Cool. So right now the important thing what we understand from here is that whenever we are hitting order now button, it is actually firing this particular URL which we need to handle right now. Then we need to create a new method. We need to create a new method in our controller class which is actually going to handle this particular request called process order. Okay, this process order, whenever somebody hit the order now button, this process order will be fired, this particular URL will be fired. Now I need to handle that URL and I need to return him a page. Right, so let me copy this URL right now, Control C, okay, and let me go to my controller class, and right here, okay, I can do something right now. Let me save this and let me drag this to here. Okay, let me go to my controllers, and here I do not want all these things. I have already modified everything. This controller will only return this controller. This particular method job is return the welcome page. Okay, let me stop my server, otherwise it is going to keep reloading everything. Okay, so let me say the job of this particular method is only to return the welcome page. Okay, so right now let me write another method here, public string process order, process order. Okay, name could be anything, but the URL mapping will be important. So what is my URL mapping should be for this particular method? I can say request mapping here, and the value for the request mapping, I should go to my welcome page. Whatever the action that I have given here, this particular action will be fired when somebody will enter the order now button, and this thing I'm going to handle it right here. I'm going to say slash order process order, and I can return him a page, return something. We can return him a page just like process dash order. Okay, cool. So now let me create a new page called process order. Let me copy this and let me go to view. Let me do a right click here. Let me go to new JSP file and let me say process. Let me do a control V here dot JSP and let me hit finish. Now I got my process order page, right? And now let me just say your, let me say what, order received. Okay, and let me give this exclamation mark here and let me put it inside a h1 tag. Okay, let me say h1 tag here, control X, control V. Okay, and I can say your order is getting processed. Okay, and dot dot, there you go. Okay, right now let me do what, let me do rerun my project, run on server, and next finish, and let me restart my server and let's see whatever we have planned, is it working similarly or not, or something else is happening. So finger crossed, hopefully no error. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to, I can go to my web browser right now. Okay, so let me refresh this. Things are working good. Okay, item name, let's say masala space T, order now, and there you go, order received, your order is getting processed. Now you understand the flow, how the flow is going. The flow is pretty simple. The flow is extremely simple. So first, whenever you're hitting home.com/cafe, for this /cafe we have a controller method. If you go here, this controller method is getting fired, right? And this controller method is actually returning a page called welcome page, correct? And once this particular method gets invoked completely, you are seeing the welcome page right here. Okay, this is my welcome page. Cool. And the next thing is, whenever you are giving an input and whenever you do order now, okay, if I'm going to my welcome page right now, okay, when you do order now, whenever you click it, when you submit it, basically this particular URL is getting fired, right? Process order, right? Whenever I click order now, it is going to the process order URL, right? Slash process order. And for this slash process order, we have written another controller method. You can see here, this is the method, and this particular method is handling slash process order request. And when slash process order is getting fired, right, what is basically happening, it is returning this particular page, process order, which is this particular page, process order.jsp, which is this one. Cool, easy. Okay, so to if you are getting confused with that, what is the easiest thing you can do is, you can come here right now, because I know a few beginners confused with this, because whenever they write multiple controller methods, that's why I'm going a little slow. But be comfortable with this first, and after that you can rapidly do your application development with Spring MVC. So what we can do right now, I'll show you another trick if you are getting confused. Let me stop my server and let me put a debug point here, put a debug point here, and just try to debug this particular application. Then check when this particular method is getting called, when this particular method is getting called, correct? So right now what I can do is, I can go to my server. Where is my server? This is my server icon, and you can do a right click. Instead of start, you can say, instead you can hit this debug icon, or you can do one thing, you can click here, right click, debug as debug on server. Okay, you can do either thing, next, finish. Now we can actually hit that URL. We are going to see when this particular method is getting executed and when this particular method is getting executed. Okay, so now my program has started, hopefully. Okay, now let me go here, let me come to this particular page, and let me actually do a enter here. Now you can see automatically it opens my Eclipse here, and it is asking me to switch to the debug tip. Let me click on switch, no problem, I can switch to the debug. Now you can see my flow came to which method. My flow is actually coming to this particular method, right? So welcome page, because right now you can see that my page is reloading, right? It is trying to show this particular page, right? So if I am going to hit resume, right, now my page will be shown. You can see my reloading, that moving icon is stopped right now. It did show my welcome page, right? So now I can confirm that whenever I'm actually hitting this URL, whenever actually I'm doing Control X from here, I'm opening a new tab, I'm doing Control V, and I'm hitting this URL means what? See, it is keeps moving. That means it is trying to invoke my /cafe URL. So you can see my debug line is here inside my show welcome page, right? So it is trying to show the welcome page. So if I hit resume right now, you can see here my page is displayed, correct? So right now if I'm going to enter something and if I am going to click order now which particular method will be executed? The other method, right? If I do order now, see where it comes. It comes to the processed order method right now, this particular method. Now this method is going to return the process order page, right? See, it keeps moving, right? So if I'm going to do resume here, now you can see that particular page is displayed. Now you see how the flow is going. Cool, easy, great. So now let me come to my STS again. Let me stop stop my server. Let me come out of debug perspective. Hopefully this is clear. Let me remove my debug point. You can keep debugging your program. It is going to tell you a lot of things, right? Obviously, whenever you will go to industry, you will not run your program. You will always debug your program. Hopefully, see you soon in the industry. Okay, a lot of people who are actually experienced, they might be laughing at me right now because they already understand what I'm trying to do. Yes, maybe it is boring for you guys. You must be telling me, come on Avilash, do it fast. I want to just move on fast. But you know what, everyone who is watching this tutorial, we need to be on the same pace, right? Basically, I'm making this tutorial for the beginners and hopefully they'll find it helpful whenever they'll be going to industry and they'll be working on the actual Spring MVC application. They'll not finding any difficulties. Hopefully, my idea is that, my intention is that of making these tutorials. That's fine. Right now, in our application, only one last thing is pending. Whenever we are putting a item name and we are actually clicking this button order, we basically need to show the order name in the view page, right? So basically, we need to capture this particular data, whatever the user is entering, and that particular data actually we need to show it to the next page called masala t. So basically, this particular data here, masala t, we need to capture this data in our controller and we need to keep it inside a model, and then we need to send that particular model data to the next page, and here in this page we need to capture that particular data which is inside the model object, and that particular data is basically whatever your user have entered right here while he is trying to order something, right? Okay guys, so this is the thing that we have already developed, right? So we are hitting home.com/cafe and our dispatcher servlet is actually dispatching the request to one of the controller method, and this particular method we have already written, which is actually giving us a welcome page, and this welcome page actually handled by the dispatcher servlet. Then actually dispatcher servlet is giving this particular page to view resolver, and the view resolver is actually giving a exact file location where the dispatcher servlet is going and taking that particular file and giving that particular file to the user. So basically we are seeing this particular page right now given by our dispatcher servlet. Right now we're actually on the process of developing the next page. So basically if you see this particular page here, right now whenever we're clicking on order, it is basically firing a new URL called /process order, because we are actually trying to place the order by clicking on the order button here. Right now actually we are sending a request to the dispatcher servlet. Now our dispatcher servlet handle this request. Obviously home.com messages is handle this request. But this time this request is a little special to us because we are seeing this for the first time. Now when the request is coming to the dispatcher servlet, it comes with data, right? This masala t is the data right here. So the dispatcher servlet receives the request with some data. Then the dispatcher servlet finds the subsequent URL process order, is find the match process order request mapping right here, is invoke this particular method right here, process order. So the dispatcher servlet right now dispatches request to this particular controller and this particular method gets executed. Right now in this particular method we need to capture this particular data, okay, what is passing through from here to here and from here to here. Now dispatcher servlet is giving us the data which is entered by the user as well, right? This data right now we can capture it right here, we can handle the data right here and we can send the data to the next page. Okay, so right now we can do one thing, we can send the data to the dispatcher servlet again if we want to process something, and also we can send the actual view name to where we need to send the data. Okay, right now actually the view name will be process order. This is the final page that I want my user to see, and in that page I want to send the data which I captured from here, right? So I gave it back to the dispatcher servlet. Now dispatcher servlet uses the view resolver, it finds the process order where the page is. The view resolver again does its job, and after that the dispatcher servlet is actually going to show me the order received page right here, the process order page right here, and also it is going to show me the data masala tea that I'm trying to send right from here from this controller. Okay, so when this controller methods does execute, we tell the dispatcher servlet this is the particular page that I want my user to see, and also I want this data to be available in that particular page as well, which is masala tea. So you can see this particular data masala tea goes from here to here, then here to here. Here I handle the data, and again I send that particular data. I send this masala tea data where I actually want to send it. I want to send it to the process order page. So dispatcher servlet actually takes the data, and also dispatcher servlet made sure that that particular data is available in my next page, which is this particular page, which is process order page. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now let me do it practically, which will actually make more sense to you. If you do not understand it, don't worry, just do the program and it will be clear for you. Now let me switch back to my STS. Okay, so right now let us handle the data whenever somebody click order button, right? When somebody will enter the food name and he'll hit the order button, then this particular method will be executed as we have seen already. And right here in this particular method, what we can do, we can handle the data received from the user. Okay, so now let me handle the data right here. So what I can do here, first of all I need the model object, and I can write model right here. Okay, and with my model object right now I need to set the user data with the model object and send it to view. Okay, so right now we need to actually capture the user data, right? Let's say the user is giving the food type as masala tea, or if it's giving a food type as masala dosa, we need to capture whatever he is entering, right? So the way we're going to do it is I'm going to follow an approach that you already know. We can do it in multiple ways. We are going to bring in Spring later. Right now, a way you already know by using the HTTP servlet request. HTTP servlet request. I'm going to hit it and I'm going to say request. Okay, there you go. And actually, let me remove this. Okay, there you go. Now the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to use this request object and I'm going to say get parameter, and I'm actually going to provide the parameter name, right? And the parameter name, I'm going to copy it from here. Where is my name? So this is my name, food type, right? Food type is my text box parameter name. So now let me go back to here and let me pass my parameter name with a string value, Control V. and this is going to return me whatever the food type my user has actually entered right there. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to I'm going to handle the return type. I can say string user entered value. Okay, and there you go. I can capture the value right here, and then the next thing is adding the captured value to the model. Okay, let me give some white space here so that you guys can see it perfectly. Okay, and let me minimize this. So now whatever I have captured, I'm going to add this particular value to my model. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say model dot set attribute, add attribute. Let me say add attribute right here, this particular method, and I'm going to give it a name. Let's say user input. Okay, and I'm going to place this particular value, whatever I have captured from my user, and I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to give a semicolon right here. There you go. Right now, whatever the value that I have attached with my model, that particular value will be available with this particular page called process order. So now let me go to my process order. Where is my process order? This is the page. Okay, I'll show you a shortcut. You just don't need to search your pages just like right over here, looking each page's name or by reading all pages name. What if I have 100 pages? What if I have 200 pages? You cannot look by going through all pages and looking at one by one, right? What you can do is, let's say where I was previously in my my cafe controller, right? So let's say I want to go to this particular page. So you can select this page. You can hit Command Shift R or Control Shift R, and this is going to find that particular page for you. This is going to find your resource for you. Then you double click it. Okay, now there you go. This is my page. Now here I'm saying order received, and your order is getting processed, right? And here basically I want to say order received and your order, okay, whatever you have entered, that is getting processed, right? So what I can say, your order, then I can give a $sign here, and I'll dynamically accept that particular value, and my value is what? This is in my model. So let me go to my controller. This is what I'm actually sending to my view. User entered value, right? This user entered value is whatever my user is entering. Now that particular value is bound with this particular name. Let me copy this and let me go to my page again. Let me Control Shift R with this. Let me hit enter, and let me do what? Let me Control V it. Okay, and there you go. That's done. So now if I'm again it's showing error, so let me close it. Let me open the process order page again, and there you go. The error is gone. You can ask Eclipse about it, why I'm getting actually an error whenever I'm doing this. And right now what I can do is I can start my server. Right click, run as, run on server. There you go. Next and finish. Let's wait my server to start, and hopefully it will be done pretty quickly. And okay, it's done right now. Now what I can do here, I can go to my web browser. Let me go back and let me refresh it. That's fine. Let me say masala tea, order now, and hopefully your order masala tea is getting processed. Cool. So actually the data that I'm entering right here is available in the next page right now. Congratulations, you are learning well, you are learning model well. Okay, now let me go back here. Let me try something else. Let me say masala dosa. So right now if you're watching this tutorial outside of India, you might be thinking, what is masala dosa? Sometime you try it, it is pretty delicious. You can go to any Indian restaurant and you can try masala dosa. This is the food basically from South India. Right now currently I do my job in South India, so I know how much tasty it is, because dosa, if you're going to have it in South India, then you'll feel the actual taste of it. Okay, so right now if I'm going to do order now, your order masala dosa is getting processed. This is also working right now. Our code is working fine. The only thing that I need to change right now, this masala dosa, this color, I need to change it to red. So what I can do is I can go back to my Eclipse. I can open my process order page, and here this particular thing I can put it inside a span tag, span open, and actually I end my span right here. And what I can do here is I can go to my head tag, and right here I can use some style set. I can use style, I can use some CSS, and I can change the color of the span. So let me copy this and let me say span open and close braces, and here right now I can say color equal to red, and font is Arial. Well, how do you spell it? Arial, Arial, what is that? Whatever, I don't care, my things should work. I'm a developer, I work like that. Masala tea, order now, and there you go, your order masala tea is getting processed. Cool, right? Okay, so right now the things are working as we have expected, but only thing is that the font that I have applied, I think that is not working perfectly. So what I can do is I can go back and I can change it to font family, and let me give Arial right here. Let me come here, let me refresh it. Okay, now it's changed, masala tea. Now my program is done. The things that I want to do, that is done, but only one thing is pending right now. Whenever actually I am coming to my project, actually this particular thing I need to add it manually, right? home.com/cafe. If I'm going to command exit, if I'm going to cut it, if I'm going to do enter, this is my actual project URL, right? Now it is saying a 404 page not found error. So how to resolve it? So if I'll go back to my Eclipse, if I'm going to my web.xml, here you can see whenever my dispatcher servlet is trying to load, at that time what is happening, it is trying to look for all this file, index.html, then index.stm, index.jsp. It is trying to look for all this file one by one. Then if my dispatcher servlet is not finding any one of this particular file is available in my web content folder, then it is giving me a 404 error. So right now what I can do here, I can copy this particular file index.jsp, I can control C it, I can go to my web content, I can do a right click, new JSP file, and I can create a index.jsp files, and I can do finish, and there you go. Let me do one thing right now. Let me go to my index.jsp page, and here let me give a URL. Let me give a h1 tag here, and let me align this tag to center. Okay, and let me say welcome to home.com. okay, Control S to save it, and let me give a HR here. Okay, and there you go. Right now let me stop my server and let me restart my server again, and you are going to see some magic there. Okay, let me stop my server, let me close all the file. I don't need these particular files right now, I only need the index.jsp file. Right now let me go to my project, and let me do run as run on server, and let me start my server as well. So now you are going to see something pretty exciting. Just wait for it. Okay, there you go. Welcome to home.com. Right now I'm not getting a 404 error. Right now I can give a link right here, and I can say link to Mom's Cafe, right? Actually Mom's Cafe is home.com/cafe. If I hit this URL, then this Mom's Cafe page is coming, right? So now actually I can copy this URL, command C to copy this. Now I can go to index.jsp, and here after the HR I'm going to do what? I'm going to create a anchor tag, and I'll give href, and I'll paste my link here, home.com/cafe, link to Mom's Cafe. Okay, let me do Control S it. Okay, now let's see the magic. Right now let me go here, let me refresh my page, let me go back to the previous page, let me refresh it. Okay, there you go, links to Mom Cafe. If I'm going to click it, there you go, this particular thing is opening. Now let's say put type, let's try something different, let's say biryani. Okay, let me do order now, and there you go, your order received, your order biryani is getting processed. Cool, right? Everything working good. You can test this in your browser. you can enter, you can refresh it. Right now you can view this particular page. You got a link, click this link, your mom's cafe is getting called, and right now click on masala dosa or masala tea, order now. Now this is coming. Cool. Now you know what I did, right? Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and there you go. I want to wrap up this tutorial right now. Okay, cool. So right now everything is working for us and I'm pretty happy with the progress that we made, and right now is the turn for you. I want you to do the practice along with me right now. I want you to do the same program and be comfortable with the complete flow of Spring MVC. So this particular example will make you comfortable working with model view controller and a complete MVC program you can make out of it, right? So once you're done with this, we are going to do some exciting thing because your basics will be clear. Then we can, then the things will be pretty easy for us, and we will be doing a whole lot of things, right? So do practice. Do this example. If you want, you can send your assignment. You can take this as an assignment and you can send your assignment to me, to my mail ID seleniumexpress@gmail.com, or you can let me know if you are finding an issue or you got stuck somewhere or you need some help from me, right? Let me know in my email ID. If I'll be free, I'll be definitely assisting you. And also, if you're not getting any reply from me, you can try pinging me in my Facebook page, facebook.com/seleniumexpress, and I'll help you there, right? So I'll see you there in the next video because it's already 1 o'clock, 1:16, and tomorrow I have a flight to Bangalore. So hopefully I'll catch my flight. So let me stop this video right now. I'll see you in the next video, and take care till then, and happy coding. Bye bye.